Some of you may not hit every stage, right? Or you're in that stage for like a split second and then you're moving on. And some of you may be in certain stages a lot longer, and that is totally okay. We're similar, but we're very different, so embrace that. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Fully Me channel. My name is Jazelle, and here we talk about all things on living fully as a creative woman, as a creative mother, as a creative being. So I am in actually beautiful Bahamas right now, and so if you hear noises going by, that's why. I will speak a little louder so that it won't be as distracting. As many of you know, I am a creativity coach. I am also a performing artist of over 18 years. I am a mom of 3. And so my husband and I, we have 3 beautiful children, and life has been an adventure, but it's been very good. So here I want to just introduce this concept, these 4 steps of creative feminine embodiment, or becoming a successful creative woman, and what that looks like, and share a little bit of my story, but also how I got to this place. So you'll have to stay tuned for the upcoming videos to get a little bit more in depth of what this is all about. So as a young child, I was very much in the performing arts. Fell in love with my husband in high school. We ended up going to the same college, got married in college, started our family very young. However, that love and desire for being a creative did not die. It just became kind of like, how can I expand myself into all of these different roles, responsibilities, and identities I now carry? And there were many years where that was difficult, not from my children, not from my husband, but more so from me trying to figure out how to expand myself, or what does that look like in the midst of society? What does that look like for myself as a creative? And how can I embrace all parts of me? There were plenty of times where I still did shows and still did all of those things, and I have learned, had many successes, and have learned through a lot of do-overs, shall I say. And so through that, through going through kind of a dark period or trying to figure out things for myself, I had learned a lot of different lessons. And as I began to share these lessons, many other women started asking me questions. How did I do this? How did I do that? And I realized that my lessons, the things that I learned, were actually things that I could share with others, to teach others, to help them walk through, and hence here I am. I started to getting these downloads from all these different programs, all these different just like tools and resources, and they were kind of all over the place. I didn't know what to do with them. Many of them I haven't even revealed. Some of them I have and have been success, and it seemed like I didn't know what to do with them in a level of timing. Within the past 2 to 3 weeks, however, there's been like this massive, almost like puzzle piecing together of, this is where this goes, this is where this goes, this is where this goes. And a lot of this is a reflection in my own life of seeing, where does everything fit? And from this, I discovered that there is some sort of organization to my life, not just to the creative part of me, also to my background as a psychology and expressive arts therapy, which is using all modalities of the creative arts with counseling and mental health and understanding yourself cognitively and behaviorally. But just understanding like, oh my gosh, so I'm not crazy. That's good. And that it all fits into a beautiful puzzle piece. This is what I'm bringing you here on. That's just a little snippet of my background while we're even here right now. But through all of the coaching that I've done, through all of the speaking that I've done, through all of my own individual work, my own inner work, through my performance, through being a mother for over 13, 15 years this year. What in the world? Being married for almost 20 years. Through all of those experiences, the ups, the downs, the super lows, the super highs, the questioning, through the doubt, through the confidence, through all of those different areas of my life, and even as I continue to grow and expand, these 4 steps that were revealed to me during my time of prayer and meditation and just in silence, it makes so much sense now. So this is what I would like to share with you. This will be a large part of my work moving forward. So those who have already worked with me, those who are looking to work with me, and those who will see this maybe some months later, maybe even years later, who are interested in working with me. As I continue to grow, I will continue to expand my offerings as well. So the 4 stages of creative feminine embodiment, that's kind of where I'm landing right now. It may change, that's where I'm landing right now. These are 4 steps. You want to start reawakening those gifts. You want to start reawakening those talents and bringing it and reincorporating it back into your life. So there's a part where you're your own person, you kind of have an idea somewhat of who you are and what you like, but then as you travel and transition over into family life, whether it's being a wife, a partner, a mother, those different responsibilities shift things a little bit. And specifically when you're entering into motherhood, you're like this baby, right? This family, understanding who this child is. And many times you can lose a little bit of yourself. The 3rd step is rebirth. And for this step, you are becoming a new person and merging everything together. And that is in your finances, that is in your home life, that is in your career, that is in your identity, your mentality, that is in your emotions. You are becoming fully that person. There is no division, there is no pretending, there is no trying on something. You are that person. The final step is reimagine. Like you are reimagined or reimagining. This step is where you have had an idea of what your life is like, but as you've moved through each of these phases, your life is beyond what you could ever imagine. This is what I would like to call, for those who are familiar with scripture, the Proverbs 31 goddess woman. This is, and I'll probably do a separate thing completely on her, but this is a woman who, in every area of her life, she is fulfilled. Her husband has confidence in her. Her children calls her blessed. She has property, okay? She has vineyards. She is clear in her creative identity and her skills. She's using them. She's monetized them, okay? She creates with her hands, her skills, and then she goes out and she has merchants who are like, yes, I want to take what you create, your gifts, and I want to take it to distant lands. I want to pay you for it, okay? She wears the finest of scarlet and of purple. These are the finest, the most expensive dyes of that time. And she flows her bed in this. Her children wears the finest. She wears the finest. This is like the most of the most of the most, right? And at the same time, she has time to give to others, to love on others. She's not idle. She's walking in her goddess creativity and her purpose, and she is fulfilled and fulfilling others. She has no fear of the future because she has set herself up, right? So that's this level of reimagining or being reimagined. It's kind of like this being reformed, being remolded, even though this level is where you thought you were. As you move through these steps, as you get the tools, as you grow and expand and do the inner work, changing your mind, changing the limiting beliefs, releasing the forgiveness, you go from here to here. Like you're even beyond what you even thought, like beyond. You can't even see. I'm off the camera, right? So this level of being reimagined, you have to reimagine yourself. This constant expanding, because the container that you even thought was the greatest part of yourself, you've outgrown that through this work. So those are the 4 steps that I will be tailoring all of my resources, all of my programs, all of my coaching through, even as I've walked through so many of these stages already and have more growth to do. This is where we are going. This is my intention. And if you are interested, and if you are like, yes, Jazelle, that sounds great, then you're in the right place. I have created just like a downloadable ebook guide for you. It is free, so you definitely want to jump on it. But what it has in it, it has all of the different stages, further explanation, maybe some mental talk or language, how a person in each of these stages would think about themselves, as well as an area for you to be able to figure out and cross out and say, okay, this is where I am, this is where I want to be, how do I need to get there, how can I get there? So this is my free gift for you, and I just wish you all the very, 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 very best. You know, our goal is to get to that place, that stage of reimagining. Our goal is to be able to mimic and be a version of this Proverbs 31 goddess woman, this creative woman who is blessed in all areas of her life and who is living her purpose with the very gifts that are within her. So if this sounds great to you, be sure to stay tuned. Also, be sure to subscribe to this channel. Hit that notification bell. Share this with someone else that it may encourage. And be sure to get the ebook guide, the free ebook guide. Let's do this thing. Let's do it. Until next time, live fully. This is what happens when you record outside.